Hello everybody. Honestly, I feel very anxious inside because I don't know. Every time I do this, it's like first time in my life. So yeah, there are rules, and the organizers asked me a little introduction. Asked me to provide the slides. They were quite strict about this, so the slides have to be switched automatically. And then I told them like I don't really like PowerPoint.
Next slide.
They said, how are you going to present? I said, I'm going to show something. And now we will actually do something on stage. As far as this is stuff in the shell, I'm going to open this with the shell. So my presentation will be in the shell. Can we have the video if possible? Okay. Alright, the shell is here. And how many of you know what is Yara? Can you raise your hands to see? Wow, awesome, Yara fans here. Fantastic. I'm sure there are still some people that are completely new to Yara, so I will just do very quick introduction how to make Yara rule, and then we'll move to the 2020 part, okay? So, well, let's make a simple Yara rule to explain people who don't know what it is, how to make rules, okay? So let's make a rule, for example this. Make a great rule, okay? So what are we going to do? Yara is used to find patterns inside of other files, to scan collections and find patterns. Basically find files. So we are going to search for something like a text string, for example this one. And what we are going to search for, everybody is interested what great team is doing these days. Like team I'm part of. Everybody is curious what they are researching. So we're going to look into that with help of Yara, okay? So let's look for great, and then maybe we can find what great is doing. So let's put great as a search term, like as a string we're searching. And then in conditions, we put all of them. So all graders, what they are doing. And see what comes up. I don't know. So I have this directory storage where I have some subdirectories. So this is what I'm going to scan. So let me use this rule to scan the storage. Okay. And apparently great is always doing something cool. So it sounds like there is something cool here. Let's look what is in this file that was discovered. So what I have to say is that sometimes even powerful tools like Yara, sometimes they do false positives. You need to be very careful and precise when you do searching for patterns, because my team actually is written like this, with a lowercase e, because it stands for research. Okay, let's search for this one. Completely different file, and it says real catch for those who don't see from the book. Okay, let's see what's there. Okay, this is what we really do. We are still kicking with a great love. Now let's switch to the 2020 part. I guess you understand now how Yara works for those who are new to it. So let me switch to storage where I keep my file system. What we will do, we will build presentation. Every slide will be in Yara. So we're gonna scan directory recursively. I'll add extra parameters like single threaded mode, blah blah blah. But my Yara rule is 2 levels above. So I think it's called, what's it called? Oh yeah, okay. So I changed the format comparing to the previous presentation for those who know. Now I do store it in separate files. It's no longer one file for the whole presentation. Now what happens if I search with this, starting from current directory? I find something. You can see my name over here, but it's a little bit messed up, right? So we need to sort out the output. Now it looks better, isn't it? But the organizers were very strict. They said if you're not doing PowerPoint, it has to look like PowerPoint. So I had to make something that looks like PowerPoint. They asked about how about transition of slides, right? So of course I reused what I used previously, the Hollywood transition. Okay, it seems to work. Now, does it? Okay. Now we need to do the 2020 talk, right? So I got to make the automatic switch of the slides and not touch the machine, right? So how do we do this now? We do this with a loop. So I'll write a loop for I starting from 0, I less than 20, I plus plus. So it's where we do 20 slides, okay? And during every switch, I'm gonna flip for 20 seconds. Is that correct? Okay, very good. Because I have time, then I have time to stick. Like this. And then I need to put the identifier here, the variable I, to get it from the counter. To switch the slides. Let's see if it works. Hopefully it does. Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Kamluk. I'm going to teach you about some top secret powers of Yara. It is experimental presentation, so things may go wrong. Fingers crossed. And I hope it switches the slides. Please do. Every time it's like, yeah! You're taking my time. If you have not seen my previous talk, this is the QR code for you. Please take a photo. This is the first ever in history QR code generated by the top secret powers of Yara. It's a link to YouTube. So if you haven't watched this, please do. It is mandatory for those who came here. And I will refer to my previous talk in a moment. But what has changed since Yara was released? Trump met Kim Jong-un a couple of times. Apple released macOS Mojave with night and day mode. So is Yara. So it now supports day and night mode. It's still trending. And yes, it still works. But if you worry about Yara, it's still a very nice tool. It is still it still does the job with all respect to all possible users, with all different diets and preferences. So it is still good to use. That's just a disclaimer if you're worried. I don't need 20 seconds, we can do faster, right? And it can also now do little GIF animations. The powers of Yara, right? I put it on purpose because I think one day Yara will be used to establish communication with the extraterrestrial life forms. That's my vision. One day, I hope to reach that level. Maybe next class. And I wanted to bring up some of the cool rules like this because I like the picture from my previous talk. It is a very nice and neat rule, very short, written by my colleagues to catch very powerful samples of a powerful threat actor. Look like how simple it is, still it does a job to catch this very famous APT group, equation group. And here's another one, the rule that I explained last time, called a 0 day for Mr. Kostin, who is sitting in the first row and is my boss. Hello. So why it is cool? Because it used just 4 strings and just 2 of them were required to catch a 0 day. So this was what I explained last time at my talk. And since then, I've been thinking about why it was so successful, people liked it. Because apparently there's this combination of Yara and 0 days, and everybody loves 0 days, absolutely. Defenders love 0 days. We like to catch them, they like to create them. There is no question about who loves 0 days, everybody loves. And Yara is the tool to catch 0 days. So I also thought about the combination and the picture that we see with Yara and the 0 days next to each other. Yara is a very fragile and 0 day is so powerful. At the same time, from the other hand, 0 day can be caught with a simple simple Yara rule. So the 0 day is fragile here. So this combination of power and fragile properties of the other object is what makes such presentations beautiful. So I wanted to combine these two things together in one presentation again, to have beautiful Yara and ugly 0 day, or ugly Yara and beautiful 0 day. It depends who is talking. Whoa! With this. Now what is this? It is out of order, no transition. It is a crash. It is a real crash of a real Yara, and I'm running version 3.90, downloaded from GitHub. Latest version compiled from the repository, and this is memory sanitizer explaining there was a crash on some of the files. It is a real one. When I saw it, it actually broke my scanning of our large collection, because I created such an ugly rule that broke the whole process. And I thought, what if I could use it for my presentation? Can it be used for something cool? And, ladies and gentlemen, important moment. The time has come. Here is my Ghost in the Shell for you. You there? Let's move on. Well, it can hang forever. Let's see if it can recover. So what you saw is a 0 day in Yara that leads to the code execution based on Yara rules and the files. Nothing else. Now, can we switch? Wow, it works. Amazing. Now, I thought, was I actually the first who came up with this? Because apparently it's important thing, important for all us, for security researchers, to also rely on this. And I looked around and I started searching for vulnerabilities in Yara, whether they were CVEs or not. And to my surprise, I found that other researchers have been doing work on this. Well, why and how is it possible? Because some of the latest versions of Yara started including own virtual machine, very small stack-based virtual machine, which allows some dynamics for the binary rules. And that virtual machine can be used to create and use necessary conditions to exploit the vulnerability. Now, what it means for you is that not every Yara rule, how beautiful it is, shall be treated as trusted. Not everything there, which is called Yara, is benign. Be careful. You should not accept binary rules, from external untrusted sources and blindly run them on your system, because it may lead to the code execution. Now, does it mean that we shall all stop using Yara? Of course not. Yara is still a perfect tool. It's, I think, the best out there, and the value of it is it's accessible to all as an open source. Everybody is talking the same language. We shall not drop it. We just need to be very cautious. Cautious because Yara is a sword. It's a tool that can cut your enemy. It's a tool that can cut yourself. Now, be careful about how you use it. And this is my 18th slide. I have just a couple left. So how do I surprise you? How about this? Shall we kill some adversaries? Shall we? Let's do that. Come here, motherfucker. Oh, my mouse. Okay. They win. For this time. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.